All right, welcome to round two. Unfortunately, we
Little bit
did
of
not click the
technical
record
error.
button for round one.
So it was Javon Haynes versus Daniel Ribeiro. Javon was playing Rug Marvel. Daniel on green white tokens. It wasn't too much of a game, really. Daniel was completely squashed by Luke's mid to late game power. The second game, he managed to field four tokens, play two authority of the consoles, which at the end of the day wasn't really relevant. Game one, he got stuck on two lands. Game two, he struggled to find green, and as a result, Javon's Rug Marvel deck was able to get traction and just completely steamroll him. So unfortunately, we don't have that video. My apologies.
and now we're looking at Christie Stoltz versus Luke Wentzel. Christie running a Giant Energy list, and he's versing Luke's green white midrange. Some like 8 planeswalkers. Runs Nissa, runs Gideon. There's Avacyn's in there,
A Bruno,
a
he's
Bruna.
got the Brazella featuring there.
Um,
Rishkar's
yeah.
tireless trackers. Yeah, this is solid, good cards all the way up the curve. Heart
Oh,
of Kirin for the quick finishes.
so it's just normal beat stick really. Um, like versing the Jund energy though, what do you think? It's a toss up here.
Yeah, look, Christie has got Elephant Push to deal with, Gisela. Um, Otherwise, I think most of Luke's creatures are kind of on par with Christie's.
I think we'll just have a good trading game.
Yeah, it's going to come down to whose removal lines up better in this game. They both have reasonable threats. Gisela can take over the game though. The big life total um, pad that she gives is probably Luke's most valuable tool here. Rishkar can accelerate into a Bruna pretty quickly, so he can run out his Gisela, let it die, and then Bruna to reanimate it, and then flip into Brazella later. Christie's sort of just it's giant energy.
Starts off with his elephant, gets one energy, passes the turn.
He's playing two peers, which is an interesting thing. But I think it's going to be turn two brawler and bring the beats. Does he have a brawler? He does.
Yeah, he gets up in there. Luke getting his Heart of Kiran out. So I guess this is going to be a fair match.
I don't know about fair, hey? Two mana, full power flyer, vigilance. Granted, it can't block this turn because it's not actually a guy, but still. Yeah, Christie's got power for days here. He's going up to 5 energy, so that brawler is 4 trampling power for the next 5 turns at least. Over the next 4 turns, if you exclude this one.
Um,
It's a 2 drop, it's a 5 turn clock at this point. Very impressive. He fetched a basic land. There's a swamp again, and he's going to stick it. Represent push. Because that's what it looks like. He just fetched it. He may as well play the card. I don't know what he gets out of playing the tap land now. It's going to come into play untap next turn anyway. Scrounger. That's a lot of pressure from Christie's side.
and he's hitting in for.
That's 4 points of damage. It looks like he's paid the energy.
He
So that
did
brawler
indeed.
was a 4-3 trampler there. There's a very powerful start. I like the Scrounger here. It's something he gets out of adding the black.
Yeah, that's all you really want. I mean, this is technically green red energy
Yeah,
with the
splash, push, and
splash.
Scrounger.
Yeah,
He's playing the Glensleeve Siphoners as well as a way to recoup cards later in the game. It's essentially, for Xing Arena on a creature, it's not quite Bob because it doesn't cost you the converted mana cost of the card in life. It's just 1 point each time. So I think on average, it's going to be better in these situations. than Dark Confident would be.
Luke just had his rickshaw there. Very, very slow play, unfortunately.
I don't think he has much of a choice here. What did he keep? Can't really see his hand from here. Uh, looks like a Blessed Alliance at the front of his hand.
He's got a.
Christie also got a heart there, but it looks like he's tapping out for an all-in chord, and he's gonna go on the offensive here. I think it's slam all-in, pump the scrounger, and let's get to work. Although the vigilance might be more relevant on the creature that can block.
Yeah, I think you put it on the roller instead if he's gonna go that route. Um, Blessing Arlen at this stage is also really good for the Heart of Kiran if he plays that next turn.
There she is. Tax 4/4, paying the energy for the brawler's trigger. Hang on.
It's got Vigilance and
Yeah.
+2, so it's 6. Also,
That is a huge creature. Scrounger's not going in, which is odd. No, I think what happened was he got rolled back. Is Luke taking the damage? Yeah, no, that's just it takes it. He didn't attack with the Scrounger there, possibly because he's got no way to recur it at the moment.
yeah, it'll just like trade with a rickshaw there.
I think
So
that might have been better.
yeah, maybe he should have just like at this stage. Luke can now.
Because now he can cast a Gearhulk, which is well, he's not playing any Gearhulks, but I don't think Christie knows that.
Also, he's got the mana for Avacyn,
Yeah,
which would be nice.
pretty good in this situation.
Doesn't have it in hand though. Does have a status snare.
Yeah, too bad it's not an Oblivion Ring, so that Arlen is going to become a problem. I'm very curious as to why Christie left back the Scrounger. It's not like he can block with it to save Arlen. Yeah, I think he could really use Gisela right about now.
Lays out another brawler. Plays out the heart. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a real scary board from Christie. Luke's on half his life. Christie hasn't been touched yet.
What do you do here? Do you crew the Heart of Kiran and then give it haste? Oh no, he gives haste and vigilance to the brawler that just came in. And he's attacking in with everything. That does have vigilance though. Luke playing out
Blessed Alliance, he sacks creature, and he's not escalating at all. What is he using? Wait, looks like something's happening here. Okay, he's crewing Heart of Kiran. I would have gotten that 2 or the 4 life off the Blessed Alliance there. Wonder what he's planning to use that green or black or the green mana for.
that one brawler's 6/5. He's blocking it, losing his heart there, taking 4 down to 6, I believe.
At least nothing tramples over, and he trades with the brawler.
He trades, so he's going down to 4 so far.
Oh, heroic intervention.
Nice. Well, he's still on 4. So I don't know if that's.
He's really got a Gisela or dead. Yeah, he can live, but I think that's the way he turns the game, is by playing the life linker. No, he just peeled another land off the top. That's not great. He does have a stasis snare.
That is his double white now at least, so it does help.
And he's got the ability to crew the heart, but Christie can just go use loyalty to wake up Heart, plus give it 6 vigilance, and then it attacks through Luke's Heart of Kirin. So all in chord, making Heart of Kirin very, very good for Christie right now. Yeah, all in drives it all by herself, and she makes it bigger too.
That is quite an assembly on that.
It's not looking great for Luke. He's on 4 points of life. He's forced to block here.
Brings back the Scrounger now. Doesn't seem to actually exile any creatures. That is slightly troubling.
Yeah. Naughty boy. Should probably go get that fixed. Maybe in the second game. There's a bit of a technical problem with one of our cameras, so I'll go bring that to the floor staff's attention. We'll also ask them to just peek at the feature match. Arlen goes up, makes the scrounger. He's planning to attack with the scrounger. That's why he brought it back this turn, as opposed to
Wakes up.
end of.
Both have.
Yeah. Okay. So he went up
and triggers, and no matter
I don't
where
think there's
he
anything
goes.
to be done here.
Well, he's got the stasis snare, so he's going to shut down the heart
of
here.
Kirin at this stage, I think, is the best thing.
Isn't it maybe even the Scrounger?
Well, he wants to get rid of Arlen here, so I think his best chance is to go block the brawler with. No.
No, he's
just picking
done.
it up.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a look at the deck lists. Christie has. Oh wow. Another fatal push probably that goes in. I don't think he needs to put anything else here. Extra removal, extra shock.
Let's have a look at the hand camera.
Yeah, camera's fixed now, so at least we'll be able to see what Luke's playing with in the next game.
Yeah, what do you think there?
I think Christie just brings in more removal. Just I don't think he needs anything else. Maybe nothing really.
Yeah, Arlen is really good. It's just crazy amount. Like with Heart of Kirin, the synergy it's powerful.
Look, there's the one fatal push that he can put in. Just make sure that he can take out some of the early drops. Make sure that the heart dies. I don't think he brings in the shocks at this stage. Probably not the Hydra either.
Yeah.
Luke, on the other hand, has access to Fragmentize. Appetite for the Unnatural will probably not happen.
Vala is a good 6-drop. He never got there. Quarantine Field also very nice to exile a Walker and maybe a Scrounger. Possibly permanently get rid of any problem permanent if you can get the Sky Sovereign when it's not crude, or the Heart of Kirin when it isn't crude. Chandra, there's plenty of targets for that.
He didn't really see a lot happening, but I think he does probably want to put the Quarantine Fields in here. His Stasis Snare was going to do a lot of work if he got the second white earlier. I think he was just unlucky in that first game. There's nothing wrong with this list. I'm just about finishing up now. Christie's still making some choices. He's putting in a lot of things from his sideboard.
Looks like he's considering the Nisa. Very strange. I don't see what it actually does for him here. He's just having a peek through all the things. He's taken out a Glint Sleeve Siphoner so far. Oh no, those are 2 in the board.
Those on the board.
Blasphemy Helion, Incendiary Flow. He's got a couple of burn spells. Maybe he tries to finish with Incendiary Flow and the shocks. and push through some early damage with the Menace party on the Glensleeve Siphoner. It doesn't look like he's putting them in though. He's just having a peek at his options.
Yeah, I'm like looking now. His main board actually has a lot of removal.
Yeah, reasonable creature suite. It's just yeah, adding the black gives him fatal push and the recursion of
And Honest
Scrounger.
Lightning, of course, and Unlicensed
Yeah,
Disintegration
disintegration is nice.
is
Yeah,
amazing.
plenty of reach, and he's playing the full 4 unlicensed disintegration.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can activate it most of the time. He should be able to get the three
Yeah, he's got
damage
heart
in.
and scrap heap Scrounger, which is fine. I don't see any clue generation, so that's not going to be a thing. But the 8 artifacts main deck should give him a reasonable chance of having an artifact to activate unlicensed essentially. Disintegration, second bit of text.
And looks like they're
Yeah, I
starting.
think they were ready to go. Both players one game up so far. Naturally, nobody wants to lose this. Sure, Luke chooses to be on the play.
And it looks good.
Yeah, I see
Three
Westvale, Abbey, Forest Plains for Luke. Double Forest.
Double Forest Plains, Westfall Abbey, Gideon.
Yeah, so he's sending it back because he's got nothing to play early. Gideon was probably the first thing you could put down on the board. And while it is a super impactful permanent, it's probably not something you'd want to be basing your game plan around, especially against a deck as aggressive as Christie's. He really needs an early blocker. Lambert Pacifist would do him very good here. Um, Possibly a Blessed Alliance. And Nisa would be very good. Just those 0-1 tokens. Not particularly effective against Voltaic Brawler. And Heart of Kirin does fly over it, but it it can stand in the way of Rishgal, the Scrounger, or his Elephant if he does get it. Is Christie still thinking about that 7? Is that
No,
he's gone
well,
down to 6 and he's
Luke's
thinking
going to
about that. Luke is in
5.
5, and I don't know if Christie's keeping that hand either. He hasn't. He's still thinking about it. It doesn't look great. I don't see any lands, but he's keeping it.
Well, I mean, I think that there was a mountain in there somewhere. Maybe we get to see quickly when he lifts it up again.
Well, Mountain does nothing except cost Scrounger or Pia on turn 3. So okay, maybe he gets. I don't know. Yeah, he needs
Excuse
two
me.
lands, and green is his most important color. Cannot see. It's Harness Lightning, Scrap Heap Scrounger, something I can't identify.
Yeah, well, he definitely kept it.
Pulls a Fatal Push off the top. Luke opens with a Tap Canopy Lister, and he's kept.
Oh, that's why he kept the fetches.
Oh, okay, it was in a tune with Ether. It was the third card in his hand. No, then he's perfectly fine. He goes and fetches a red source. Now he's online for Brawler, but he does have a Scrounger in his hand, so I think that's what he's playing next turn.
Unfortunately, Luke being very far behind, only starting with 5 cards.
Pacifist.
Passes the turn.
Maybe he's representing Blessed Alliance, but
It's not
Christie's
going
not
to do
playing any
anything.
hasty creatures, so he may as well. I suppose there's little to no difference.
Well, look, all he really did here was reveal another
Plains,
card.
Pacifist. There we go.
Pacifist is
Does
out.
a little bit of work, although Scourger's just gonna come back after a while. Christie's gonna push that, I believe. When I wouldn't. I just offer the trade on Scrounger, but he is pushing it.
He just lets it go.
Trying to close this game out quickly.
Goes in for 3.
Yeah, I think giving Luke too much time would be a bad idea here. He has Lifelinkers later into the game. Even on turn 4, he could just pillage his cell off the top and then
Nice thing here is like if that pacifist stayed, it would have
Been
been
able
a
to attack.
4-4,
Yeah.
and it would have gone.
Well, I don't know. I would have just blocked the scroungers with it until the board was clear, and then maybe started attacking.
Christie still being in a much better position.
Yeah, he's got another fatal push and an elephant, which turns on the fatal push in a big way.
And now that he's got the 2 energy, that will stick around.
Okay, sure. So he's playing that 3-4, and he's going to harness lightning the Rishka. All 3 points.
Clears the board, goes in for 6.
And that is not looking great for Luke, who drops down to 11.
I'm pretty sure he's just going to aggro this out and hope that, oh well, he's got another push in hand. Like, did
Yeah.
he get just, he got all his fatal pushes. How lucky is that? And he did side 1 in,
Okay.
as we figured, just up the removal suite. Luke passes back.
Christie with 9 points of damage on board and an unlicensed disintegration, so if Luke plays a creature, he just dies. That's Pia. That's probably the game. Luke lets the trigger resolve. Christie creates a 1/1 Fukter. Not finding it. He's just trying to get the judge's attention. There we go. Thank you.
And goes in for 9. Stasis Snake coming out.
No, it should be taking the recursive creature, the creature
yeah.
that can be coming back. I mean that 3/4 is only going to hit for 3. Maybe the extra toughness is issues. Maybe he peels a declaration in stone, and then both of the scroungers disappear, and he's actually got a little bit more game. But
Also,
Pia finishes because she's got the pump.
he does gain 2 life there off the.
Going to 7. But Christie's got 7 points of damage on board. He's got 1 activation, and Pia can give the Thopter +1/+0, and that's exactly 7. In pump the Thopter, that's 7 points of damage. Quick game.
That's game over.
2-0 to Christie. Luke unable to stabilize, not finding any source of lifelink there. No planeswalkers showing their faces despite playing 8 copies. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that was really not the best game, well, match for Luke there. Didn't see any of his power cards, didn't get lands or too many lands in the second one.
Pretty sad start there. Just sort of Lampard pacifist into Appetite for the Unnatural,
Yeah.
and take left hooks for the rest of the game.
But yeah, that's it. We'll be back for round 3.